once again live. Welcome back to Solar Coalition, episode 7.5 here at Kay's Table. I am Kay, this is GM Greg. Where we left off is we found a new shop, and now we're about to enjoy the Festival of Red Comet.
Alright, so you guys finished up with that shopping in like the early afternoon. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, your dinner date was for 6 and the fight was at 9.
Yep.
So you and Dara go to Valente's, and it's wonderful. The wait staff are pretty much at your beck and call. You can get anything, pretty much, so long as everything, even if it's like something that would be stupidly expensive or rare.
Yeah, we get spoiled. That's why I do it.
You get spoiled.
She gets spoiled. That's more why I care. I don't care about it.
The servers are pretty much just throwing stuff at you because you waved around the fact that you were here with Bob, and they're like, oh hey, that guy, he makes us a fuck ton of money. So you guys are there for a few hours, and then probably about an hour prior to the fight starting, people are starting to gather at the stadium. All sorts of people are coming in. You can already tell, although you haven't received any payment yet, that the payout on this is probably really big.
Yeah.
Because this is a high-profile area. I think it's the first high-profile one you guys have been to.
Yeah. Was she able to finish making her oculars?
Oh yeah. You rolled really high for that, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I got a 21.
I'll say you figured out a way to make one. It's made the same way, except the nanotech, instead of being programmed to stay that one solid color without change for the year, it's instead programmed to like filter to different colors, almost like a Windows screensaver wipe, like every couple of seconds.
Okay.
If you had made it go like super duper fast, which you probably could have done, that would probably cause a lot of problems for the person actually wearing it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much what he asked for.
Yeah. Okay. Since they're done, how is she gonna get his name?
You
You
he's
can
gonna
hand deliver them to him at the VIP box.
he's gonna be at the fight that's in a little bit.
Okay, so she'll just hang on to them.
You put them in like basically a contact lens box, but
Yeah.
that's a bit more tightly sealed and meant to keep nanotech stuff in.
But could she like draw a little picture of the old guy with his glasses on it before? Just like on the case for
Make
it.
a dexterity roll for like actually drawing it, I guess.
You have
Nice.
images you could take from the drone and just put it on there.
Yeah, could she just do that?
Roll
Just, like,
advantage.
sticker them? God damn it! The 6 and a 4.
So yeah, the drone has a picture. It's a kind of blurry side shot of him from when he was talking to someone else.
It works.
Which it just sort of like carves into the outside with like a really, really like low temperature sort of heat thingy that it just sort of carves the image in. It's recognizable as him because you can still see the big glasses, but
It's a caricature.
it's a caricature basically. It's a caricature of a really low res image.
It's perfect.
But about an hour prior to the fight, I don't know where you're headed during all of this.
About an hour prior to the fight, I'd be heading towards the location.
As you're on approach, you get a communication from Quinn Bancroft, the guy who met you at the
Yep.
met you at the thing. He says he just wants to meet for a quick conversation.
All right. Well, I'll be at the stadium in next like half hour.
He says it's excellent. Just beat him in the VIP stands.
Excellent. All right.
Actually,
I'm gonna message the two of you. That I'm heading over to the stadium, and apparently the other guy wants to meet up with me. You guys want to come?
Sure. I'll make sure my costume drone is following.
the costume drone is falling behind. It's been sort of shadowing you and Dara throughout your entire night out.
Yeah. I know, we just
Like it was like hiding outside the building, ready for deployment just in case when you guys were at the restaurant. And then as like you guys were walking to the stadium, it was pretty much just darting in and out of alleyways and stuff like that. Didn't hit any homeless guys, fortunately.
So
yeah.
we all meet out in front of the stadium?
You guys want to meet outside the stadium?
Yeah.
Alright. This is really weird for you. It is a giant structure composed of walls and all sorts of neon lights. It's a little overwhelming. You see massive lines of people going into it.
Do I see the elderly guy here?
Yeah, he's there.
She's gonna go up to him with his
He's
strobe
he's
eyes.
in line arguing with a guy at like a stand. He's like, I have VIP tickets. Bob said so himself. I'm sure he did, sir. You just need
Is
to.
this when
you
we
just
arrive?
Need to, this is as you guys arrive. He's like, I'm sure you do, sir. You just need to calm down. No, you need to calm down. You're lucky I sold the gun boots.
Is there a problem here, sir?
Oh, hey, it's you. And you see the guy behind the car. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's on the VIP list. Check.
He is.
You didn't even fucking look?
Well, there's a list for. Sorry, sir. Who are
What's
you?
your name? Really, Dick? Since we were having that conversation earlier.
Sir, hold on. I'm trying to find a good first name.
Richard.
Richard.
Alright, sure. Yeah. Oh, yes. Richard Stardust. Glad to meet you.
Okay, Dick. So why didn't you check the VIP list that he's obviously on in order to make this happen?
What's the name of the guard?
Oh, the guard. I thought you
That's
meant
who
the
he's
guy.
yelling at.
Oh, yeah. The guard's name is Richard then.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah. I'm Richard. Hello. It's my first day on the job.
Okay. Check the list. You'll see his image. It's on the VIP list.
Victor Stardust. I thought that was the pilot. It's kind of weird that he was here.
Yeah, never mind that.
Okay. Well,
I can't believe I actually have to talk to the guy at the door in order to get in.
Well, I know who you are, so if you want to bring him in, that's fine.
Come on.
That's way the data pad. Ushers you guys inside and looks very dejected.
Fucking dick.
It's like, oh my god, I just got this job, I'm already gonna lose it. Give them my name, it's the first thing they get you with.
Okay. And after we get in, I turn to you guys. All right, remember, whenever you're dealing with people that are like at the door, just act like an asshole like that, and it'll let you right in all the time. It works.
So as you guys walk through, with Victor next to you, he's just sort of hobbling along. You can see that his eyes are actually like really wide open. He's still got his glasses on, and he took them off the shelf just in case. But he's actually like, wow, this is more people than I've seen in years.
She's gonna hand him the case. These are your strobe eyes. That
Oh,
you-
it's the seizure eyes. Good. I already put the other ones in, so these will have to wait. He pockets them.
I couldn't
Yep.
figure out how to make them cause death to people.
That's fair. Laser eyes were a bit much to ask for.
And I couldn't get them to blink really fast because it could damage your eyes, so it goes by slowly like
Oh yes, I imagine if they were blinking like that, that would probably
Burn
just
out
be
your
on my
eyes.
eye. Yeah, okay, I see. I now see the flaws in my requests. This is why I'm a merchant, not an engineer.
And this is why I program so
I hear you, man.
So where are these VIP seats?
Oh, we're going right up to him. I gotta meet with your son's business partner anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun showing up with you with us, huh?
That'll actually be fun. I was being sarcastic, but you know, that's all right. I'm happy now.
Too bad we don't have merch.
As you guys walk in
I
through
have my
the,
Nanoscaro. I brought my samples with me.
get your face paint on someone, basically.
Oh yeah, where are the children? The
There are
children
no
you-
kids.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is an adult kind of thing.
There's a couple of kids.
Oh my god.
Those
Well,
parents-
you said there's houses and stuff, so there would be family units.
Those parents who bring their kids to R-rated movies. Also, kids who have just snuck in. You do see a suspiciously tall guy wearing a really big trench coat, speaking in a high-pitched voice,
Two
trying
kids,
to
two or
sound
three kids.
trying to sound deep-pitched.
I'll just head straight to the VIP section.
This is more people than you've seen in your life.
Stay close. It's easy to get lost.
It's
Okay.
definitely a bit overwhelming. I'll say that since you're with them, it isn't overwhelming to the point where you'll make a wisdom save,
Okay.
because you have familiar people around you. But if you were to like head off on your own,
Yeah, you might con save yourself.
you might need to like wisdom save, not panic attack in the middle of a bunch of strangers.
Okay, so yeah, so make sure she doesn't ever need to use the bathroom. So,
Yeah, but you guys enter in through here. You can actually see Lugna working on a few things over here. He's sort of standing in the stadium, but off to the side. But you see people scattered throughout. You pretty much enter through here and pass by here to get up there.
Okay.
As you pass by here, you see Gilda and the secretary. They're sitting in the front row. They've got those same bags of. It now looks like movie theater popcorn, basically, that Gilda brought along with her. It's like, or buckets rather than bags.
Yeah.
Um,
Awesome.
they're both seated there.
I wave as I walk by.
They wave back. They say hello. Well, I guess Dara's probably with you guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys head up the staircase. It's kind of like a spiral staircase up to this overview. And I already put the clock there. But you guys walk in, and you see the guy just sort of looking over out into the crowd. Kind of zoned out.
All right. Is anyone else in there aside from him and us?
Nope, it's just him.
Let you do your thing.
Walk in. Greetings and salutations.
Oh, hello. It's good to see you. And he sort of turns around and touches up on his brow and walks over, shakes your hand again.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you once again.
So, you got the announcer for this one, or am I doing it again?
I mean, we can have an announcer that would fill in, but I looked through the records and it was a big hit when you hosted at that first match.
Sure. Fuck it.
Good answer.
Also,
actually.
it's one less person we have to pay.
I agree.
So if you wanted to cover that, that's not why I wanted to call this meeting. I just wish to have a brief talk with you ahead of time about the nature of our pilot and the sort of expectations to be had.
Okay.
So, he sort of gestures towards the seats.
I'll stay standing.
Okay, that's fair. So, the item Cobalt Meteor, right?
Yeah.
The Cobalt Meteor, as I'm sure you may have heard, is very prestigious, very well known and well respected fighter.
Oh, so they must be actually good.
Yes, he's considerably skilled, especially compared to a lot of the other Earth Sphere pilots.
Oh, excellent, because the last fighter we had was actually really cool. Yeah, sure,
saw-
I'm sure you saw.
That fight was cool. That guy was kind of a chump, though.
Yeah, I hope this guy does better.
I'm sure he will. That's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about.
I have no control over how well your guy performs.
Well, you may not have control over my guy, but what about yours?
What about mine?
Saying it'd be a lot more of an interesting fight if Red Comet maybe pulled some punches early on.
But why would he do that? Because you're not going to do the same. So you are... Let me get this straight. I come in here to meet with you before the match, that you're asking me to go lightly on your boy because he can't handle it?
I'm asking for you to maximize the theatricality of this so that both of us can benefit as a result.
Oh, Red Comet already knows that. This is going to be an interesting show, I'm sure.
Very well.
But I have no control over my fighter.
Can't blame a man for trying. I have to tell my superiors.
By all means.
Hey, I'm
honestly kind of insulted that you'd even suggest something like that.
Can I level you with you? I'm a fan. Red Comet's pretty good. I work for these right for the pay. My superiors, really looking for a win, and they got their asses kicked last time by this guy. So
Well, yeah, I back the best.
yeah. So very well. It's nice to speak to you once again. I'm sure you know what to do. He sort of scuttles out of the room.
Well, that seemed a bit dirty.
He kind of, even you see my character shrug as he says, in space, some guys like to try to control the outcomes.
I'm going to, right in the same room, not even hiding anything, bring up a communication with Lugnut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sort of rings for a bit. It's like, click, hello. You can hear the sounds of like welding.
Yep.
Hello-
Hey!
Hello, Bob. What's going on?
You guys are gonna love this. You got me on like
Oh, hold
everyone
on.
can hear me.
Dimitri, come here. No, stop fighting the crew. You're here to help. No, down. Okay, come. Good job. All right. Save the violence for like 10 minutes from now. And you sort of click. You can hear everyone else that you're on speakerphone.
The manager of the other guy just asked me, and my friends here, make sure I have this right. Asked me to ask you to pull your punches to make it a better show.
Dimitri just full belly laughs. Like, ah! I'm not going to do it because I'm going to get really loud. But you can't see him. It's just sort of an audio feed.
But you can tell he's belly laughing.
You can tell it's a belly laugh by how loud it is.
And it's all being recorded on my drone.
Uh,
This whole thing has.
You didn't expect that. And then Lug, you even hear like Lugnut do a little chuckle. It's kind of hard for him to chuckle given his whole mechanical jaw. It's like, oh, that's quite amusing to hear.
Yeah.
Dimitri, what do you think about pulling your punches? I think I will now throw punches twice as hard in order to make
Hey.
up for this disrespect.
Toy with him. Disassemble him bit by bit.
Yeah, this is good.
Make the match draw. They wanted you to pull the punches. Make sure you draw it out.
I will make death excruciating and painful. Dimitri, you can't kill people. I will make defeat
I look over-
excruciating and painful.
I look over at his dad,
I'm laughing hysterically in the corner of the other room.
who's been in here with us the whole time too, because he was with us when
He's
we
got a
came.
soda.
Yeah.
You don't even know where he
He's
got
like-
it from.
Dimitri, I have his dad here. Don't kill the pilot.
I would smack him around a little. The little fucker deserves it.
You heard him.
Why is he punking
Well,
him
if father
center
says so,
torso
father
of
says
this
so.
robot across the room?
Oh God, this poor kid.
And then you hear him walk over. You hear like steps, and you hear, "Oi, who wants to help me with body slams? I must prepare." And the groans of like the very, very uncomfortable
Crew.
like pit crew, basically.
Oh, this poor guy. Well, folks, there you have it. This is going to be a great match. Okay. And I'm going to put up a little pregame show. Shows the fight of Red Comet.
Yeah, show some of the previous fights. And
Little announcement, no video available for the challenger. But apparently, his manager doesn't have much confidence.
Ooh.
You're really gonna publicize that shit before the fight?
Are ya?
I am going to make a blurb for it. I'm not going to put it up on the air yet. I am going to wait until the proper time.
So you guys have about an hour until the match starts. Watching
Seriously, you get Penguin killed before they even get pissed at us, and that's just me.
Watching
dude.
watching from up on top of this balcony, you can see the stands start to fill in and fill in and fill in, and it's pretty much an ocean of people out here. But there's very few open seats. Eventually, you can see, you can spot. I'm just gonna say without a roll, you can spot Jenkins and Reynolds, and even
Preacher.
the preacher. He's in the one behind them, but you can tell he's like with their group. And they're sort of watching, and you see Jenkins is really excited. His face is also significantly less fucked up. He's got a few metal teeth.
Okay.
But he's like cheering. You remember that both him and Reynolds really like this stuff.
All right. Then I will come right out to the center.
Yep, there's a... You know, we'll make this fancy. You press there's a sort of like a door.
I grab one of my large drones.
Oh!
I hop on the back of it. Okay. I will do the dexterity check to balance as
Go
it
ahead.
flies me out.
I'll say roll with advantage because the AI is going to try to help you out here.
So with advantage, it's a dirty 20.
Okay, yeah. So you
Without advantage, it was a 17.
You step onto the drone, and itty-bitty little claws come up and just sort of grab your boots, basically. The window opens, and you pretty much soar out into the middle.
Greetings, my fellow travelers! Welcome to the Coliseum of whatever fucking station this is. I am Bob, your host from What the Fuck. Who's heard of me? Come on,
Roll for cheering.
charisma. I rolled a 1.
Hey.
I come off as a total dick.
That kind of rewrites the roll I just made. So you say who here... What did you say, actually?
I am Bob of What the Fuck. Who's heard of me?
Like an echo from down a mountainside.
All right, fine. Who's
You
heard of?
hear boos, actually.
Oh, well, it's a good thing you're not here for me. So tonight we have an exhibition match between the local Cobalt Meteor, as operated by Charlie. I can't read his last name.
It's Charlie
No, I'm
Jeffries.
literally gonna say.
Oh,
I can't read his
You hear a few, like, people who try to chant, but it comes off as more just a moment of Stardust.
From the Bancroft Makemeister. Can we hear it for Cobalt Meteor?
There's a significant amount of cheer.
He's local.
Okay.
Every local's got a
Popular
local
amongst the locals. They're all
Yeah.
pretty excited about it.
And in this corner,
This is some of the loudest noises you've ever heard as this
Okay.
crowd are like screaming in excitement, basically.
She still has the earmuffs that the guy
You got
gave
the-
her, so I'm just gonna take her helmet off and just put them on.
It helps significantly. You can still hear him because he's being broadcasted
Yep.
and it's really loud, but
Yeah.
you hear the rabid screams of the audience fade.
and in this corner, returning champion, undefeated since I've been with him, Red Comet. And all those drones that are circling around are gonna start doing like firework kind of displays.
They pretty much
and-
just do projections of fireworks going off, and from this corner of the stadium, you hear Jenkins and Reynolds let out war cries, basically.
My boys.
Like everyone else goes dead silent, but then they're like, yeah.
Uh,
Everyone else kind of gives them weird looks, but it does echo. It is loud.
okay. So I'll fly over to Red Comet.
We'll both be on the page.
Fly over
Yeah.
to here.
So, Red Comet, before we begin tonight, any comment for your opponent?
He
As
gets,
returning champion, I'll give you first go.
he gets uncomfortably close to the camera. Taps it like he's pointing and leaves a finger mark smudge on the lens. He's like, I will destroy you. No further comment.
You hear it, folks?
I am too busy practicing violence to even think about you.
And then I'll. You heard it here, folks, as I fly over to
You fly over to the other
Cobalt Meteor.
the other spot, which is directly below you guys, pretty much. And you see, it's like over at Red Comet, it's like this sort of patchwork pit crew of random engineers that Lucknut is sort of directing. Over here, it looks like a NASCAR pit crew. Everyone's in uniform with brand sponsorships on them. They're working on this very tall, very slim, sort of regal-looking robot. It's pretty much the antithesis of Red Comet being giant and bulky and red. This is slim and thin and blue.
Cobalt Meteor. Any words for your opponent this evening?
Oh god, what's he gonna sound like? Hey, I got 2 words for Red Comet. And it's I'm gonna do to you what the meteor did to the dinosaurs. Which is a line that Red Comet also used.
You did.
Okay, folks.
He looks-
Plagiarism still is
He
alive.
looks really proud of himself.
I literally say exactly that. Plagiarism is still alive.
Just sort of squints and goes back to his crew.
Go back to the corner. So, we all know the rules for tonight's fight.
Woo!
Okay. Last one standing is the winner.
The whole crowd is a little, they're a little more quiet now that their guy just openly plagiarized on live television.
And fight! As I fly up instead of out, and then we fly over to the VIP
So yeah,
seats.
you like ascend into the air pretty much. And then lights, toom toom, red and blue. And then coming out from underneath you guys, like running pretty much, is Cobalt Meteor, which now that it's in motion, it's, as I described before, it's tall, it's lanky. It is carrying a massive sword along with it, though. It's got all these regal flowy bits. It's got like those coattails and a ponytail. It looks like a knight, basically. And then clunking out from a ceiling that it is too tall for, and then sort of sauntering out onto the field, beating its chest like King Kong, pretty much,
Yeah.
is Red Comet.
Okay. I'm gonna have 2 of the large drones, one on each side. One's showing the video of Cobalt Meteor. One's showing the video from Red Meteor, so that you can see both of their angles.
Yep.
Okay. And then I'm gonna replay their opening comments quick.
So you play the opening comments as they pretty much just pose at each other from across the stadium.
Yep.
You've heard them talk about this Red Comet thing a whole lot. I can't imagine you really checked down in like the basement of his ship to see what was going on with it. This is a really big dude. It's a really big, bright red, bulky and spiky guy. Coming out of it is the voice of that really short, stout, blocky Dimitri dude that you talked with a few times.
That's Dimitri.
Yep, he's inside it.
No, that's what she says.
Yep.
Yep, that's a mech suit. Dimitri's inside. He's the pilot.
Oh.
And there's a pilot in the other one, too.
Oh, I thought they were just freakishly tall people.
Nope. Robot bodysuits, basically. Big robot bodysuits.
Alright, so I'm going to make a few rolls and try to run through this quickly, because I know me running combat against myself is going to be kind of boring for you guys.
Well, it depends on how they fight.
Okay. So, as a horn is pretty much sounded, and both the red and the blue lights turn to green, both charge into the center, but Red Comet is pretty much doing, like, bounding steps forward, and he's spinning his arm like this as he's approaching. So it's like a cartoon when someone winds up for a punch.
He's doing the Popeye.
And as this thing drags its proportionally very large sword across the ground, it goes to heave it up to try to downward slash, and it gets uppercutted legitimately 10 feet into the air.
Okay.
As
As he's being uppercut and as he's coming down,
they clash, and then it does like a flip and lands.
as he's coming down on both of the screens, so that both of them can see, so that I know the driver can see too, I'm gonna show a scene of his dad cheering.
You cut to the
Okay, with me right there next to him cheering.
you cut to Victor, who pretty much like two hands up into the air, like he's like sitting right next to you.
So you're
Two
in
hands up
shot
in the
too.
air, it's like woo! Recognizing the sound of his father's voice, the Cobalt Meteor guy is gonna make a wisdom save to not be completely devastated emotionally.
I'm an evil fucker.
You can see, like, he was halfway through getting up, he hears that, and he just pretty much, like, you see the head of the robot actively sag downwards.
Then I gotta put in little subtext. The Meteor's father. I mean,
Yeah, Meteor.
Meteor's father.
But it does
And it
eventually,
just scrolls across.
it eventually stands back up, but you can see, like, a big dent in its chest where it was hit. And Red Comet the entire time has just been like, shh, shh, just posing. You hear hearty Russian laughter coming from within it over a microphone, basically.
Alrighty, Russian left.
Oh, we can see Red Comet definitely pulled his punch on that one.
So the blue guy, I'm just gonna call him that. The blue guy sort of steadies to his feet, and as you say, Red Comet definitely pulled his punch on that one. You see, he pretty much grabs the sword and flings it at Red Comet like a projectile, and it just completely misses him. He rolled a 3. It hits this wall. A few crew people duck out of the way. The blade snaps in half. He is disarmed of his own volition.
Rough break. That's why you always go to the solo goods. Quality that matters.
Solo goods for any item you
And
can
all of a
sell.
sudden automatically starts playing over the speakers.
At this point, they pretty much just start running up and punching the shit out of each other. It's just rapid fire blows from either one. People are cheering. Red Comet gets a good punch in. You hear these two idiots cheering like their life depends on it. Cobalt Meteor tries to do a couple of like swift attacks, but it's pretty much just like cling, 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 cling. Not particularly effective.
The Red Comet is much more heavily armored.
And then on a nat 20, Red Comet does a full-on spinning roundhouse kick, and you see as the foot arcs through the air on the bottom of it, or on the back of it rather, because it's a roundhouse kick. Thrusters deploy, rocketing it forwards, and as the foot goes to impact with its chest, a piston pushes it out to meet the metal while it's still in acceleration.
Yeah, he's over here now.
And he literally hits the wall. It's like an anime. He hits the wall, and he leaves the him-shaped silhouette in the wall, and then he falls out of the wall.
I make sure I get a close-up that shows him falling.
The room you guys are in shakes. It legitimately, like, the room quivers, basically.
Oh, I don't know what took more damage, the Colosseum or the Meteor.
Red Comet does, like, an upward point pose as all the spotlights chun-chun, chun-chun, chun-chun on him. And the thing's gonna try to stagger to its feet. It staggers to its feet, but it's pretty much like in Mortal Kombat when you down a guy and they fall down, and then they get up, and they're doing this, and they're ready to be fatality'd. You see Red Comet full on, like, it strikes a pose like this, and a bunch of lights flash on it as if something is supposed to happen, but nothing does. And it sort of looks at its hands. And then it's going to try again. It strikes the pose again, and the lights flicker.
Okay.
You see Lugnut walks in, and he's like, okay, I'm already seeing that the new move I built in is not working. That's wonderful.
What's it supposed to do? I call all over my shoulder.
So you know how we had that fire punch? Well, I filled the other arm with approximately 20 batteries worth of tasers. So it could have a flaming and electric punch. And I think the power draw might be a bit too much.
Or it's shorted out from all the contact.
That's a lot of energy.
Aha! Out of 19. Red Comet pretty much claps its hands like this, and then you see it
That's actually much cooler.
its arm,
Than the pose.
its right arm lights up bright neon red, its other arm lights up bright neon blue, and as it pulls its arms apart, you see, like, lightning pretty much between its hands. Its fists clench, elements arc
out.
across its limbs. Thrusters on its back ignite and push it forwards as it pretty much does a Superman pose.
I like what I did. Oh, is this must be Comet's new move. You get to see it here first, folks. Meteor should be honored if he survives. Which I say quietly under my breath, just enough for the microphone to pick it up.
Yeah,
Well, it's facing that way, so.
yeah, he rockets forward, full Superman pose, hits this thing, fists contact with shoulders, arms are shunted off the body into pretty much a bear hug with the hands holding on to different parts of its back, and then he just sort of sits there and keeps squeezing as you see the other robot, like, trying to do this.
Well, he appears to be disarmed and...
Defenseless.
So, Charles, do you give? Or you got some special move in there? We're waiting to see.
You hear, as he's being jostled around, it's like, you hear parts of a sentence that you think he's trying to say, like, a true warrior never surrenders. But you hear, true warrior, never...
Did you catch that?
Just 4 people in the booth shaking
At
their
this
heads.
point, Red Comet tosses it to the ground, and with its arms still ignited, it grabs it by both of its legs and starts swinging it around. And then after 2 arcs...
There's a white smoke arc?
After 2 arcs, he full-on lets go by accident, and launches this thing like a missile to the other side of the stadium as he fumbled.
So, did he just burn it off his feet?
He does look up, and pretty much up to, like,
The knee joints?
halfway up the leg from the knee is in his hand. He sort of looks at it, he's like, it's okay, I didn't take any human leg with me.
So let's hear it, folks. Do you think we have a winner yet?
It staggers to its knees.
I look over at the crew. Do they start waving a white flag?
It is just a French fruit.
Because at this point, honestly, another hit and he might die.
You see the crew are kind of hesitant, seeing him, like, pull himself up.
There's no arm, no weapon, one
But
leg.
then Quinn oh shit, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Fuck.
How's your hand?
Sorry.
It's okay.
But then
My laptop is made out of industrial aircraft
I
grade
should
aluminum.
stop gesticulating so much.
As long as you don't hit my screen, I'm fine.
Cool. Then Quinn walks in. He's like, what are you idiots waiting for? Get out there! Save our man! And they sort of all rush out
So
like
do
this.
they call off the...
There's a horn.
We have a winner! Champion! And still undefeated since I've been with them. Red Comet!
It puts both of its arms up, and then it sort of does this like it's cocking them like guns, and then it ejects 2 massive canisters, like shells being ejected out of a shotgun from its arms that clang clang on the ground.
I'm gonna have the drones give out like red, comet, red, comet. Try to get people to cheer with it.
Make a persuasion roll. With advantage, because that was
To your
glorious.
I'll go with the 16. 19.
Red, comet, red, comet. A good 3/4 of the stadium are cheering, and you've effectively turned the home field advantage on its head. Yeah.
So,
The pit crew sort of run out beyond Red Comet, who picks up the canisters that he ejected from his arm and sort of puts them under his arm and starts walking back this way, just very casually. Sort of stops, looks over at this thing right as they're pulling the helmet off the guy, and he's sort of, you can tell from this distance that he's glaring daggers. He mutters something as Red Comet just sort of walks away, keeping eye contact, ducks underneath the ceiling, slams the door. Fight's over.
pretty good fight. What do you think? So, what did you think of your first fight?
It was cool. That guy's okay, right?
You can see him being taken
They,
out
they
of it
pull
now.
open the torso and a very normal sized man steps out. He's dressed in like this fancy pilot suit. Looks really, he's got like his hair tied up. He looks really like fancy and whatnot. And he pretty much just starts shouting obscenities at people.
I'm sure you have a lot of questions. You want to come question the winner with me?
Sure.
Okay. We'll go down to the Red Comets first, and then we'll go see the loser afterwards.
Yeah. So with the fight over, you know, the people don't start funneling out immediately, but some people are getting up to leave and whatnot. As you guys take the walk down and pretty much just walk around
Yeah,
back to
just
there.
playing a highlights loop reel
Yep.
kind of thing.
Holograms are projecting highlights and whatnot.
Yeah.
It runs an ad for the contacts between all the different like things about the fight and the replays. It runs a quick ad for the contacts.
Yeah. So what you want to do here, this is going to get your face out there. So the first thing you want to do is introduce yourself. You want, whether you want to call yourself Cherry, Cherry Bomb, whatever nickname you're going with, whatever. Just be happy, excited, because everyone's going to want to see you after this. I can almost guarantee it. All right?
The
And then-
drone next to you, on that note, it sort of leans in close. It says, "I've gotten 14 inquiries about contacts."
So she's gonna poke in the eye again. Okay, activate that desk thing from before so I can check it out.
Click.
She now thinks its eye is a button to activate that.
The eye does kind of move in as you push it, as it folds out into its big table tablet form. And you see 14 inquiries
So,
about
do you wanna-
acquiring these things.
Do you want to interview the loser, or
Because I have 14 left on me, so...
Oh wow,
don't
so
think
I rolled
he'll
a
be
perfect number.
Giving a good outro video. That's all you if you wish.
So, yeah, so you receive 14 inquiries just of like singular people who are asking about it and wanting them. Okay, that's about it. I was gonna roll to see if you were gonna get like a sponsor or something like that, but I rolled a 3. So,
Should just answer the questions that...
yeah, you know, people ask like, you know, how's it work? What colors do you have available? Do you have other products on the way?
They can be any color that you want. Yes, we have other products that isn't eye contacts. We have makeup and stuff too. And they last for a year. And they give you perfect vision.
A lot of people are really happy hearing about that, especially the perfect vision part. They're like, all right, this sounds like a neat cosmetic thing. And then you mentioned the perfect vision, and they're like, oh crap, I don't have to get glasses now.
Yeah.
or expensive eye surgery?
Or expensive eye surgery.
Only 200 credits for a set.
You sell all 14. You immediately get inquiries for purchase. Just immediately, request for purchase, request for purchase, request for purchase.
Okay. So she's just gonna fill out those, and then
If you wanted to maybe direct them back to the ship to meet with you to
yeah,
receive the things.
she's just gonna ask the floating robot if
You can name your drone.
I'm still trying to figure out what to call him. So
Me too.
Blinky 2.0. That'll be his name, Blinky 2.0.
happened to 1.0?
Oh, Blinky from Cynthia's?
Oh. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The floating eyeball.
Yeah. Floating
It
gazer.
does have a big camera that looks like an eyeball on it, so.
It's a futurist gazer.
So you can send out through there to pretty much just like,
Meet me at the ship.
meet me at the ship in like an hour.
Yeah.
Everyone's pretty okay with that. They say they'll start on their way over. Some of them do mention that they're at the mech fight, and you do hear, like, as you're walking through the crowd, intermittent talks of, like, hey, did you see that thing about the eye contacts? Yeah, that seems interesting. You don't really see makeup this side of space that much. It's mainly an Earth thing. So word's definitely getting around.
I don't need to inject it into you anymore.
Yeah, no needles required.
Yep.
So as you guys get over to the thing, you can see the sort of hodgepodge pit crew. You know, they have the chest cavity of the Red Comet suit's been pulled open. Dimitri's outside of it. You can see one of his hands is a little red, like that thing probably
Irritation.
burned his hand a little bit. But he's acting like it's fine, and you see all the pit crew are pretty ecstatic about it. A couple of them have like beers and stuff like that. They're celebrating.
All right. So here's your chance to be a radio host. Interview Dimitri about the fight. And since you have no clue about it, it's even better.
I don't. What kind of questions should I ask Dimitri?
What did you find curious? What did you find interesting?
What's it like fighting in the mech suit? Is
When
it
you are
fun?
fighting in mech suit, it is like wearing very large jacket and snow pants, but made of metal and for killing. Sorry, not killing. For fighting. Getting used to that. It is much like a regular martial art, except there's a lot more metal involved. And he sort of holds up his very red, clearly burned hand. I get cool scars out of it too, so, you know. This is a fun experience all around. Only need basic fighting skill and not much else other than robot.
So what did you think of your opponent?
What did you think of Meteor?
He's a punk. No comment. I went as slow as I could. I figured, I've beaten this guy before. I'll be friendly about it. But he's punk.
It's fair.
He go down like pigeon or other weak animal of similar size.
I can just see Charlie. Oh, like those little two-headed rats I saw skidding around in the alley.
Basically.
Like a two-headed alley rat. Except that one of the heads is dead and not helpful.
Like the old homeless person I threw a stone at. He went
Yes,
down.
like he fight like old homeless person that you throw rock at. Is exactly. I am glad that experience is shared. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Exactly like that. Exactly.
Was it the one where it's like with the alley with the lights?
The alley with the lights that stop. Yes, I was there 2 hours ago. And he was laying there covered in blood. And I was like, oh no, I need to check if he is okay. So I picked up a rock that was next to me and I threw it. And he was like, you can't throw rocks at people.
It's just the same thing to me when I seen him
Oh,
3
this
hours
guy's going
ago.
to kill himself by the next day.
I seen him 3 hours ago and I thought he was dead too. So I picked
Oh wow!
him up.
So you were out of there and I was right in like 5 minutes later. Wow. Yes, he got very angry, complained about how people keep throwing rocks at him, and then he mentioned stabbing, so I got out of there as quick as I could.
Yeah, he's a very mean guy. He's very aggressive.
Very, very much so. But yes, my opponent today fought very much like that man. He looks dead into the camera. You know who you are. Except it's a homeless guy, so it's not like he's gonna see it.
Probably not. That's the funniest part. You know who you are.
Actually,
No.
it might.
He might if it's being broadcast across the city.
Yep.
This poor homeless guy.
Dimitri has made an enemy today. Dimitri has
All
made
right.
an enemy today.
So, do you want to interview the loser as well?
Why?
We have to be fair.
I like this one. And he gives you a big slap on the back.
Yeah. Come on with us, man. Let's go into.
I mean, I thought we were supposed to just interview the one that won. I mean, who cares about the loser?
Well, we give them the opportunity to do an interview.
Okay.
Okay. And if they're entertaining or have something good to say, then fantastic. If not, it's not very good publicity for them. And it just works even better for us publicizing Red Comet later. Because what's a meteor compared to a comet?
I don't know.
A meteor is what happens when a rock enters the atmosphere of a planet and burns away before it hits the ground. A comet will destroy a planet.
So as you guys head out of the fight pit, Dimitri clearly stays, because if he walks
Yeah.
over there, he's going to get into a fist fight with this guy.
Yeah.
And as you walk across here, you see that people are now starting to funnel out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're immediately airing what you just filmed. Alright, so yeah.
Yeah.
So some people pause and look, and they see...
Yeah, I'm publicizing the whole after show, the starting of the interview, going across the battlefield so I can see pieces of the
Yep.
machinery.
Oh yeah, there's shrapnel everywhere.
Yeah.
You guys walk past one of the arms that got blasted off by the big Superman punch, and the shoulder socket is still like smoking basically. You guys walk over here and you see the pit crew working on the thing. You see the very snooty looking pilot sitting in a chair. Are you bringing the father with you? Because he's just gonna walk with you guys unless you say
If
otherwise.
he's still following us, then I'll still have him following us.
So he's
I'm
following.
not going to make him stop. He just got to meet Red Comet, and look.
Oh yeah, after you guys turned around and were talking about this stuff, he did like shake his hand and stuff like that. So as you guys walk across, you see the pit crew looking at like, oh man, this thing's basically totaled. And you see him have like the pilot's like sitting on a chair dejectedly with some glass that's barely full. He's clearly like very angry.
Greetings! Fantastic fight. That was a show, I gotta say. Do a charisma roll for it. Ooh, not bad. 19.
So we're talking to Meteor now, right?
Yeah, the meteor pilot.
Okay. So,
So what was it like to lose?
Clang. Familiar.
Oh, so this happens a lot?
It's happened before.
Oh.
so, where do you think the match went wrong there?
Well, I'd like to say when his big flashy move didn't work at first. But then it worked, so, you know. Probably the moment I stepped in that arena. Hey, Dad, by the way, it's nice to see you. See, the old man's kind of like hiding behind you.
Oh yeah, this is your dad, huh? I met him earlier today. Fantastic guy. Love his shop.
So I've heard.
So, what was your plan going in tonight to try to win?
Hit him with the sword, and didn't work, so...
What do you think of this sword idea that they had?
I mean, that sword looked weak. It kind of, you know, it didn't help when you threw it. It missed completely.
Yeah, I kind of
Quality goods
figured
at
that
Solo.
out firsthand. Are you running an ad during my interview? Wow! Wow! He just stands up. Wow! And he walks away.
I'm just laughing.
No.
You just hear him saying "Wow" repeatedly as he walks away. Fully walks away from the conversation.
Do I see his manager?
No, you don't see him around.
Okay. I'm sorry, man. You know, it was a good fight, honestly, and that robot looked cool.
He's gone.
Oh yeah,
He walked out like a door and he's just gone.
And there we have it. You know, some people just can take it, some people can't.
He is definitely like that homeless old man.
You hear hearty Russian laughter from a good distance away.
So, thank you folks for coming by to the show. We'll have replays available later on tonight. And remember, What the Fuck Studios. Events brought to you by Valentino's, Traveler's Lodge, I Die, and Solos.
It's like one of those things at the end of medicine commercials where they say a bunch of side effects really fast, but just a bunch of sponsors really fast.
Yep. And it's just like going through ad after ad after ad for like the next 20 minutes.
It's just 20 minutes of ads. As you guys, the pit crew do ask you to leave the station real quick while they deal with the the mech's remains, it can be a
Oh,
little.
we're already walking out when I'm doing
Yeah,
this.
you guys walk back out onto the stadium as they close up shop. You can see it's now considerably more empty. There's just a few stragglers left who are talking. And
So, is your kid and their friends petty enough to try to get revenge? Or do they take losing well? 'Cause that was pretty sad.
well, my son,
Are you
stupid
gonna be-
as he is.
Are you going to be okay tonight?
Well, my son, stupid as he is, is not necessarily prone to pointless violence like that. Now, outside of the pointless violence of the sport and whatnot, but I don't think you have to worry about him and his cronies. However, the corporate side of things may not be particularly happy, and they only have themselves to blame.
Do you know? So, corporate would be the Bancroft Mechomeisters?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to go do some research on them.
They may not be too particularly happy about being made fools of, as they have been.
I didn't make a fool of them. They did
No,
that to themselves.
they fully made fools of themselves. Those guys are jackasses. But no, I should be fine. I doubt anyone's gonna come around, and if they do, I've got plenty of goods that I can use to defend myself.
Yep. I'm going to put together a complete meme of these managers saying, yeah, I'm his manager, but I really, I'm a fan of Red Comet, and if you could just pull your punches with the first punch that sent the guy flying. As like a meme reel. I'm not publicizing it yet.
Sam, high or low?
I'm just creating it.
High or low?
High or low?
I'll say low.
So as you guys are just kind of mingling about here, that ad goes up. It starts playing. You hear chuckles from the
No,
few
I don't
people.
put the meme up yet.
Oh, you don't put it up yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I haven't decided. I'm not going to put that up until later. I'm just creating it now.
Oh, okay. So as you're editing it, and the last few people,
Like I said, I was waiting to use that until the opportune moment.
yeah, as people are, even more people. It's literally like this. This is all that's
just
left.
about half a dozen
You
people
see
walking around.
the preacher is still there. He's eating some popcorn. There's some random people. Gilda and the secretary are just sort of talking. Sam, make a perception check.
That'd be 17.
You just sort of do a scan of the arena, and out of the corner of your eyes, you see a glint.
Like a rifle?
Like a glint.
So something shiny.
As a military man, you'd recognize it as the glint of a sniper scope.
I'm one of us about to be shot. Is he offended? Can you shoot him?
How far away am I from Sean's character? If anyone's getting shot with a sniper rifle, it's gonna be you. No offense.
You're pretty much positioned, or you guys can position yourselves as you wish.
Okay. Mind you, I do have over 100 drones flying around this place right now.
Yep. I'll make a roll for them.
See if they spot it.
No.
Okay. Well,
Drones rolled real low.
well, I just rolled an 18 on a dex check to grab you. We yell out to Dara, sniper. And
So
basically,
you pretty much shove him out of the way?
yeah. As I call it to Dara, sniper.
As he does that, I activate the helmet of my suit to.
The helmet clinks down like Iron Man, basically, as you shove him out of the way. Dara immediately does a scan, sees the glint, and then a shot rings out across the stadium as you and Bob hit the ground, basically. And then Victor follows.
He just ducks.
He falls.
Which one's Victor again?
Old man.
Old man,
Eh.
who is right next to you in the angle of the shot. Like,
Hey. Ship. Focus. Drones. On him. Don't let him get away. Sniper.
Immediately, all the drones, they like
just disperse up and like.
they were like spinning around. Basically, you see they like spiral up into the air and down, and
Now there's,
immediately
like,
they
100
descend
spotlights.
upon the sky with spotlights. Choom choom, choom choom, choom choom. You see one of those suited lackeys that was following Quinn around earlier, a smoking rifle, who immediately sees that, leaps out of a window.
Follow him. Bring him back.
Like 3 drones break off over the top, just chasing after him.
Knuckles, I know you're with him.
Knuckles heads out last, and you hear the AI's voice go, "Let's fuck shit up!"
I need him alive so he can answer questions.
And then it sort of stops.
Other than that, I don't care.
It sort of stops midair. You see, it's sort of like a, and then it starts again.
So he can answer questions. That means he doesn't need legs,
That's
arms.
fair.
Psycho droids. Just little, AI, little baby AIs.
But yeah,
Once I confirm he's gone, I'll
you get him up. Sorry, I didn't give you a chance to react to that.
Cherry's looking around all confused. She does not know what the fuck just happened.
You heard a loud ring go out. Sounded a lot sort of like the way your rifle sounds. And then these 3 just sort of all fell.
I check on
She still has the wrong.
Victor.
Are they dead?
I'm checking. Well, I can check a pulse. I don't know how to do that.
Victor's been shot. He's alive, but he's been shot square in the side. Like, looks like this is the end for old Victor Stardust. I always knew it would go this way.
You're not dead yet, Victor. I called Dara to go get the medical.
God,
check.
is that you? You sound a lot more military than I kind of thought you would, honestly. I was expecting more of like a deep, boomy, your time has come.
So yeah, I'm very affirmative for Dara to get a medic because I mean he's seeing God.
He's
or...
being very dramatic about
I'm
it.
being
As Dara
dramatic.
literally just slings him over her shoulder.
I've seen worse.
She gives a glance at the thing. Is like, all right. She's like, all right. She puts like a patch on it, basically. It's like a med patch, just to keep all the blood inside. She's like, you'll be fine, old timer. Whoa!
As I'm seeing this happen and she goes to pick him up, I pull out my pistol, cock it. I'm like, all right, well then I guess we have to put the old guy down. And I shoot him right in the wound with a healing bullet.
Oh, I was really concerned for a minute. All right, yeah, roll your thing.
Good, because I was about to be like,
Wait, what?
That was
Completely snaps out of being over dramatic. Wait, what?
as you get shot. Ah! Oh, that feels better.
13 points of healing.
All right. I'm gonna say Victor probably has like 20 health total. So it hits him, and you immediately see him go, "Oh," as the anesthetics and steroid things. Like, "Oh,
Now we should attack.
I can taste colors." And
Blow the end of the pistol off and put it in. It means nothing to anybody else.
I
but
can taste colors and hear feelings. I wonder.
and see perfectly.
I wonder and see perfectly. Those things are perfect. I wonder if I can sell what I'm.
After this,
Sensation.
after this, he's feeling better than he has in like 50 years.
He's basically
After
high.
being shot.
But as Dara like slings him over her shoulder.
Okay.
I can really do that, so
Yeah.
I'll just put it next to her.
That's fine. She's got him slung over.
You can see these stadiums now empty pretty much.
Yeah, at that
As the
point.
gunshots ring out. We'll say that Gilda's kind of at the door, like making sure everything is okay.
I wave to Gilda. Let her know that he'll be fine.
She gives like a little out the door.
The
You see,
mushroom is still there.
you still see a shadowy figure in the corner of the stadium. Wide with maybe a big hat.
With the perception of 15, does he look like he was connected to that, or just a spectator and know about it?
Just there. He's not
Okay.
making any attempt to flee. He's just he isn't sitting. He's just standing.
Um,
Looks like from this distance with all the lights and stuff, he just kind of looks like a really wide dude wearing a big ass hat.
doesn't seem to be related to the issue. I'll radio Lugna and let him know that someone tried to take out,
Door opens. He comes out.
Yep. I wave over and I'll tell him what happened. Looks like they hired the enemy group hired a sniper.
Dimitri comes out behind them. You can tell he's a little bit tipsy. Like, who gets shot? I will punch. Ow!
They tried to shoot Bob, but they hit Victor, the old guy who was with us earlier.
Oh, okay.
I think the drones will bring him back.
Let's roll for that pursuit, by the way. So if you check through the drones on your data pad, you can see they're keeping close pace with him, and they all have their claws out, like ready to grab him, basically. They're probably, by this point, quarter mile out, maybe half mile out. He's dodging.
I'll show you the video.
He's dodging and weaving a lot, but he's also fumbling a lot. At one point, he tries to like arc the rifle over his shoulder and take a shot, but he just completely whiffs it and it goes flying.
I say, can you get your droids to lead him back here? I have an idea.
Chip, can we make that happen?
I don't want him caught. I want them to bring him back here.
Sure thing. And as you're looking on the red one's screen, you see it as they're going through an alleyway. It smashes through a window of a house, and you just hear chaos. And, what the hell? Crash, crash. Meow, meow of a startled cat. And then you can see on the other ones, as the guy turns a corner, it comes out of another window right in front of him. And it pretty much bull charges him, and then he like bolts to the left back towards the stadium, and the drones sort of swarm behind him.
The shade needs an appearance. The alleyway out front. So I go over to an alleyway, and basically I'm
You
gonna
do the
use-
whole- you do
I'm
the
gonna
whole-
do smoke grenades before they show
You do
up.
the whole Bruce Wayne, oh, I've gotta go. And,
Yeah, okay, so then bring her with you.
Okay. Put on your mask. And then we'll
yeah,
go to
you
the
guys-
alleyway. I'll get the drones to kind of lead him there. And
you could just lead him back into the stadium if you wanted to.
yeah, I could do that. I guess that works.
You could, like, honestly, I'd give you an agility check to, like, get up in the rafters.
Oh, can I follow him up there too?
Sure, hell yeah.
It would be dexterity, right?
Yes.
You know what?
If I take my time, can I get a reroll?
19?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will stay.
Yeah, that's much
I
better.
will actually pull up something and take a seat while I wait for him to show up through the doorway with these two above
You
me.
snap to a drone that's just still here. It flies up and brings you a chair. Or it's like your personal one.
Yeah.
Flies up and grabs a chair and brings it down, and you take a seat. And Dara's just like, I'm gonna bring him to the ship so he doesn't bleed out, and she leaves.
Yep.
As you guys come back in after your outfit changes, she sort of sees you and gives you a nod, and then she, like, army dash.
Yep. So we'll plan it. So where's the entrance that we're bringing up, forcing him?
He was on
into?
this side pretty much.
Okay.
He
So
was pretty much right above where Jenkins and Co were.
okay. So if they can funnel him back in, me and her are gonna wait till he gets inside. I'm gonna automatically deploy the smoke grenades for dramatic effect more than actual practical need.
Yep.
I let you know that once I hit the ground, I'm gonna burst into smoke, and then I'm gonna kind of grab him and.
Oh, we're jumping from here?
I am. I don't know what you're doing. I'm also in a full bodysuit now with my costume.
I mean, I was gonna follow you, so...
Well, true too. You
I
can do
see
that.
how well nanotech works when hitting the ground.
Whatever you want to do. So
It's an
I just tell her the plan, and we wait for the guy to show up. A few drones, I'm sure, up here, and just start waiting to film. At least,
I got my personal drone filming. Fia's her drone filming. And then you have all the ones herding him towards us.
yeah.
About a minute goes by. It's pretty much just in stark silence.
Yep.
At one point, you glance over. Mushroom Man is gone.
Okay.
The stadium is thoroughly cleared except for you just standing in the middle, or sitting in the middle on a chair, and you two in the rafters, basically. As a door bursts open, and the assassin runs back in, and you can see behind him all fucking 10 of the drones that you sent after him are pretty much filing in through the entrance of the stadium.
Welcome back.
He immediately stops. Like, stops in his tracks.
Why would you want to hit that poor old man?
Are you allowing this, or are you just jumping down immediately?
I'm jumping down immediately. That is a 16.
You're at I, and then
As I jump down, though, I do
you
activate
want
the
to
boots.
hop down after him?
Are you jumping down onto him?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay, I wanted to aim to jump onto him too, so wait.
That would probably crush him. We need him alive. No, we need him alive.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna sit up there for now.
Okay.
Just
So you rolled a
sit and
16 on
watch.
hitting him.
Yep.
Is there a performance stat on the character sheet?
That would usually be either dexterity or charisma.
Yeah, it'd be dexterity or charisma. Should I roll one of those?
Roll a charisma. Just see how well this works.
Dirty 20.
That's gonna look
As-
super cool.
As the drones filter in, you hear a few bit of clicking from your drone, and the lights dim a little bit. As you full-on Batman leap, the cape behind you crescents, you land behind him, the smoke. He's like, what the hell? And then as he looks around, he sees you silhouetted amidst the smoke. Did you want to land on him or near him?
More for dramatic effect. I mean, I could land behind him too.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to like rock him.
He's stunned in fear.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna throw him out of the smoke dramatically.
I'll make a strength attack, basically.
21.
It's hard to...
I make sure that if I can, I grab any weapons off him. I basically make sure he doesn't have a gun in his hand or
He
anything.
pretty much throws him in front of you. Hits the ground hard. You see a couple weapons fall off of him.
I'll walk.
You did snatch like a sword off of his belt,
Yep.
basically.
That's what I wanted to make sure.
Hold
If I was gonna throw him close to you, I wasn't gonna have him.
the cool mini.
And then I'll walk forward and kick away the weapons that came off him when he landed.
There's like a couple of knives, a small gun.
I'll just walk around kicking them.
Thank you, Shroud. You have saved me again.
And after that, I'm gonna lift him up, and with my sword this time for intimidation effect, and just kind of prop him up next to him so he can answer his questions.
All right, yeah.
With my sword to the back of his neck.
I'm gonna say,
Off, like it's not.
Sean, you roll intimidation and roll with advantage because of what Sam is doing.
A sword in the back of this guy's head. He better be fucking squawking.
Fuck. I rolled low. 10. I'm nowhere near the imposing figure Shroud is.
You rolled an 11. So he's not particularly scared of you, but I'm just gonna say, based on the previous roll, he's scared shitless of you.
I'm going to move my sword slightly and just kind of bring it across his left shoulder and then throw him to the ground. Mostly to give you advantage on your next intimidation check. But
So you just toss him on the ground?
after slashing his shoulder with a 18.
You rake it across his shoulder, blood. You toss him on the ground.
Yep, it's not even activated right now, so it's
Yeah.
he's bleeding.
He hits the ground hard. Can you make up a perception check?
Come on, join the fun of intimidation.
Hey, add
Sorry.
wisdom to that, right? It's okay. Add wisdom to it, right?
Yeah.
13.
In the rafters, you can kind of see out through the window. It looks like, amidst all the people who are exiting outside, some of which are running, you do see figures headed towards the stadium. You can't make out how many or really what they are.
Hey guys, I see some people coming towards here. I don't know how many there is though. I don't know who they are.
Alright, I'll look down to Sniper. Expecting a party. Should I prepare refreshments?
Fuck, that was a really good roll. What do I say?
It's up to you, man.
My improv is failing me. Alright, so he sort of like tries to get up as best as he can, but his fucked up shoulder isn't really helping out. And he looks up at you, wide grin. He's one of those various like suited, sort of generic looking bodyguard guys who were like portraying no emotion earlier. Wide grin. I don't have anything cool to say. He looks up at you, he smiles wide, you hear a crunch, and he drops. Foam at the mouth.
Pathetic.
On that one, the reinforcements are being barred from entry. The security's like, no fellas, you can't go in there. There's an active shooting going on.
I'm gonna do an investigation check and search this guy for any type of identification, markings, anything. 15. 17.
Alright, so you pilfer through his pockets, you find a bit of loose change. Not a whole lot of stuff on him. A couple extra rounds hidden within his coat for his rifle that he lost earlier. A couple extra knives he never got a chance to go at. And you do find, like, within, like, the back collar of his coat, the, Bancroft logo.
Okay, I'm gonna rip off the Bancroft logo. And whatever's attached to it, I don't care if it's flesh or whatever.
Nah, it's on the back of his, jacket, basically.
Okay. I will pocket the ammo and change.
It's like 100 credits. Not a whole lot.
I'll give it to her afterwards. Because she has a sniper rifle. It looks like it might fit.
At this point, finally getting past security, a couple of goons charge in. I already kind of used one of them. These three charge in. The smoke is kind of dissipating at this point.
Yeah.
Their view of you is obscured, so if any of them were to use firearms, it'd be at disadvantage, but...
So,
Wanna do something, or-
I'll take a
So
cigarette break
they-
before we get into this.
well, it's almost 7 o'clock, so you gotta go to work
Oh,
shortly. So we might as well just
yeah.
finish this off quick
Alright.
before the cigarette break.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
That's fine, man.
So then are they the bad guys?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
see they're pretty much in similar garb to that guy.
So then do those people get brought alive?
Not necessarily, but not.
Greetings. This a friend of yours?
The dude dead foaming at the mouth.
Ah, shit, they got him!
Shit. Close the doors behind him. I have the drones all there.
One of the drones grabs the handles and slams the door, kind of pushes them forward a bit.
So, might I ask what the reason for this party is?
Certain people aren't too happy you mess with their guy. It's nothing personal. We're freelance. We try to not have stakes in who we're going after, but
Well, then, as a freelancer, I will give you respect,
uniforms are for show.
and I will give you one option. You can leave now, forget this all happened, or you're gonna leave in body bags.
Make a persuasion roll. Or intimidation, however you want to spin that.
You saw that, right?
Nat 20. What were you doing? Intimidation or persuasion?
I'm gonna do persuasion. I'm not truly intimidating them at this point.
I'd just like
them.
to have it on record. If I know what the fuck, I'll roll for their opposition. If they roll a nat 20, I can still go forward with this. I rolled a 4.
We're sitting next to the dead body of the teammate. I'm like, this is not worth it if you're just doing this for a paycheck.
It's kind of people. They gotta step forward. They give each other a few looks, give each other a few nods. Like, all right, you take our friend with us? So
Sure.
just
Alright.
get rid of him.
I'll take a few steps back to give them a wide berth.
I
to
will
grab.
step back as well.
This guy walks over. He leaves his weapons. He walks over. He grabs this guy. He pretty much, like Dara did to the old man, slings him over his shoulder. Walks back. He's like, great, now we gotta find a trash compactor.
Okay. I just kind of shrug, even in full costume. I put away my sword.
What the fuck is this?
That's someone logically seeing that it wasn't worth it.
Guys leave.
What is it? Everywhere I go, people want to kill me. I'm just trying to bring some entertainment.
My character sits there and
Everyone make
thinks for a
perception.
moment.
Everyone make perception rolls.
6.
You don't hear much. You hear them.
11.
You hear commotion from the door, probably. It's probably just those guys talking about whatever. And then as you guys are making your conversation through the door,
Oh! Hey! Nice nice to see you again. You've had a really rough night, man.
Yes. You actually see he has a black eye.
Oh man, that looks painful.
Hmm.
Okay.
Not as painful as some of the stuff that's been going on here, clearly.
Well, yeah, I mean, someone just died, killed himself, and, you know, for some reason they thought it was okay to shoot, you know, Chucky's dad. Poor old man.
Can I make a mind check?
But I did give him the message like you
What for?
asked.
to see if I realize if I've realized yet that he doesn't accept that he was the target of the assassination attempt.
Sure.
Yeah, I know he was the target, but I rolled a 19.
You know, but I will say I did pass the message like you asked to the fighter to make sure he pulls his punches.
I look over at the guy, and I can probably...
The fuck are you? He looks over at Batman. Where'd the other one go? Where'd the weird one with the eyes go?
I'm up here.
Oh shit! And you're like perched over him.
Nobody expects the cherry bomb.
Here, catch, and I'm just gonna drop down on him.
Make a dex roll.
Why am I seeing
Nat 20.
why am I seeing like this anime girl like scene?
What
where
do you
she
want to
just
do to
kinda-
this guy?
Kind of goes
Drop
cannonball
down on
and
top of him.
just lands flat on him.
And then I can get my feet to his face or my knees to his shoulder.
So you're like taking him down with you, basically.
I think she's using him to cushion her landing.
Yeah.
You do this like beautiful grab at the legs and there's a spin, and then he takes all the brunt of the force as he hits face first into the ground. Hear a crack as his nose breaks. I'm trying to find
that had to hurt.
mini for you as you're just here.
Are you okay?
That was cool.
No, very much not so.
So, are you here to discuss the end of business for tonight, or?
Yes, my superiors sent me in their minion's stead, figuring that you would weasel your way out of it as you are prone to doing.
I'm gonna get off of
Yeah, I
him,
guess they
okay?
figured it was a bad decision to try to attack us.
So you get off, he hits up and you see his nose is bent at pretty much a right angle.
Yep.
It's like, ah, fuck.
You know, that's why I said too, I don't like this kind of dirty shit. I've been nothing but open and clear with you guys from the beginning.
Yes, and my employers have tried the same to very much less effect.
Okay, so does that mean that Bancroft Mecha Meisters is now one of those that I should be thinking about revenge of on? As he's slowly getting up.
As he's slowly getting up, he's checking out his nose, the whole lot's bleeding. Rich assholes. I wouldn't say so. It was but a momentary slip of conscience and an accident that shall not be repeated.
So
Much
now-
like today! And he pulls out a gun.
Seriously?
Yeah. You
I'm
rolled a
like,
nat- I wanted to
I
roll.
want to test my radio rocket launcher, damn it.
Since I'm so close to him.
You're like, I made a roll for how he was going to act, and I rolled a nat 20, so I figured,
Ballsy! I give this dude
yeah, you're
credit.
like right next to him pretty much as he just pulls this really small gun from his coat, all dramatically.
Can I smack him with my staff?
Hell yeah.
I get 2 attacks, right? Not 20.
It doesn't matter, he has no wrist right now.
What about you? Come on, let's Sam
Sam,
have it one.
Sam.
Oh yeah, he has no wrist. Track! Ah!
He's like, much like today! Thwack! His arm, his wrist just flops. Ah! As he drops to his knees.
I mean, I'm over here with the sword and my rocket launcher. I'm like,
His gun
okay,
clatters
okay.
to the ground as he just, this high-pitched, shrill, ear-piercing scream.
I'm just sitting here with my arms like. At this point, I even pull my helmet back. What the fuck, man? How stupid are you guys? I try to be
Even my
nice.
character's rolling his eyes at his helmet.
I have not done anything
Dedication.
to try and hurt any of you guys. And you want to do this shit. I gotta turn to you. Seriously, are all people in this day and age this stupid?
Greedy? Maybe.
Hey,
I
I
mean-
know you won't understand, but what the fuck?
I thought he was giving up nice and honorably.
As you guys are talking amongst yourselves, you see a coalition armored platoon storms in, pretty much. They storm in. I've got a lot of minis here.
There's a
With-
bunch of them.
With Reynolds at the front. He's like, "All right, men. I heard the gunshots came from in here," and he sort of directs them to move out.
Do they recognize me as the Shade now?
They all kind of pause and look at you, not knowing what you are. I imagine Reynolds knows.
Reynolds does, but
He's wave. It's like me and Jenkins were outside. We heard the gunshots. I sent him in pursuit, and I haven't heard back from him. And I figured I'd gather up some of the local law enforcement. Take a bit to get everyone together. And this guy walks over and pretty much picks this dude up by like his hair. He's still screaming and crying about his completely fucked up arm. Which side of the stab did you hit him with, by the way? The stun or the freeze?
I don't know. Can I?
Pick odd or evens. And which one's like stun, even, ice for odd, or
Ice will be even and odd will be stun. One is odd, right?
yeah.
So he gets stunned.
Yeah, so you see his arm is, even though it's limp, it's still twitching a little bit from having been tased so thoroughly.
a
And you can see
broken wrist that keeps twitching.
his arm is still kind of like this, like he's got shaky hands.
No wonder why he's squealing.
He hasn't said a word since you knocked him down. He screams for a minute and a half. He goes, "Ah! Ah!" and goes back to screaming again.
What did we learn?
He stops screaming again. He's like, "That broken wrist's fucking hurt." And he goes back to screaming.
And do not aim guns at people.
coming from you, I do find that
I'm gonna get a clip of that. And what have we learned today? Broken wrists hurt, and don't aim guns at people.
I'm like raising my staff with each word too.
Don't point guns at people. He recoils as you wave the staff. Like, "No, take me away, please. Just get me out of here. These people are insane."
Cherry Bomb public service announcement.
Broken wrists hurt. Don't shoot people.
It's true.
It sucks to be a loser.
So they pretty much haul this guy back up onto his feet. Reynolds is like, Reynolds walks over to you too, but he says, "So, the Bancroft company is tied to this then?
Yep.
Boys, we have a second stop." As he snaps his finger, everyone's to attention. He walks back this way.
Hey Reynolds. One sec. I'm gonna send him a copy of the meme I just made. Okay. The entire video of him coming in, us being polite to him, and then him drawing the gun.
And then immediately getting his wrist broken. Like, all right, well,
Is
forward
that
this
enough
to the...
evidence?
Oh, yeah. And they all pile out of there, and you hear Reynolds shout, "To Bancroft headquarters!" And everyone cheers.
I'm sorry, man. Did I just start a war?
No.
Okay.
I mean, but did you release the video yet?
Not publicly.
Well, if you do it publicly, then it's a public evidence that they committed attempted extortion.
And murder.
And
Multiple
that guy
times.
will probably tell them that now that we're out of it, I desummon my outfit.
Everyone leaves except for you guys.
That's when I desummon my outfit. And I'll mention that honestly, that proves extortion. And I'm sure that dude, whose arm is now in two pieces, will gladly testify against his bosses. So,
You see a few
So I should
coalition
release
vessels.
well, I was only worried about him getting killed for it, but I think that's less of a problem now with him in a military barracks.
All right, we'll put it together for the recap episode.
You can see through like big circular dome-like windows on the top, basically. A couple of coalition patrol vessels and troop transport vessels overhead.
Oh shit! Seems like it was a big deal. Is Bancroft a big company?
I have a feeling they want a well-liked company.
You can make history checks if you want,
I won't, because I have no history.
or like an investigation
15.
if you wanted to Google them, basically.
15.
I rolled a 1. Even my dice are saying I wouldn't have any clue about this shit.
Nah, you don't bother with, but you know, Bancroft are very big. They sponsor a lot of fights across a lot of Earthbound colonies. They're a very large organization. Mech fighting isn't their only thing. They're pretty much the closest thing to like a corporation in this age. You can know from your coalition knowledge from
Yep.
being in the army. You know that they've kind of been a pain in the ass for years, but the coalition's never had anything to officially move on them with. So
I think that the coalition just wants an excuse to go after them.
Oh! Then you want me to make this make it look as though everything else was tied to them too?
Feel free. It won't cause the coalition any issues. Make them pretty happy.
Sure. I can doctor all the video to make it and edit it together. It'll take me probably a day or two. But, yeah, let me do an intelligence roll to see if I can doctor together a video that makes it look like Bancroft is tied not only with attacking us, but possible, which are almost undeniable by the way it looks, tied to the assassin that was sent after me with the underground
Yep.
family group with their name drops, and the Darksiders.
Make a roll.
It's intelligence, right?
Yeah.
21.
Yeah. You got everything you need. It's gonna take a little time. It's a lot of info to compile together, but it's there.
Should have the coalition pretty happy that they can bring down a bad corporation like the
Is the guy's
Bancrofts.
gun still there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick it up.
It like went flying when you hit his
I'm
hand,
gonna
pretty
go
much.
Pick it up. It's
You
mine
pick it up.
now.
It's a little pea shooter, basically.
Oh, nice.
It probably would have just deflected right off my armor.
Probably.
It was just to be safe.
It's still a gun. Can still be used if you wanted it.
So it's a pea shooter gun?
Basically,
Yeah, probably a 2-shot Derringer.
it's like a D6 damage, probably. No
It's
modifiers.
Rat Slayer. So,
So it's a pea shooter gun with D6 damage?
Yep. Say there's. He didn't even get a shot off, so it's got a full clip of ammo.
got a full 2 shots.
Yeah.
It's a dex, right?
Yeah. It'll be a
These
dex.
fights are really eventful. You know, last time we go to a fight, we have a big party and then get attacked. This time we go to a fight, we didn't have a party.
You got paid yet?
Shit, no. Dimitri! Actually, Lugnut, you handle all this shit.
I assume they didn't expect us to live long enough to collect payment. That's why they haven't paid us.
Ludnut comes back out of the thing. He's like, I heard a lot of commotion, but I assumed you folks could handle it.
Yeah, we're fine.
All right.
Did we get paid?
Hold on. He's sort of. You see him freeze up for a second as his eyes basically flicker a little bit. Kind of C-3PO-ish. No. Do we need to kill someone now?
We might.
Dimitri walks out, definitely hammered.
So who's in charge of the venue and the tickets and such?
You're the Bancroft guys. They were pretty much taking care of the whole event for you.
How much should we have made?
A lot of fucking money.
So make out all the numbers for me. Have it ready for me like tomorrow.
He freezes up again as he's computing, make an actual number.
I don't feel bad about breaking his nose. So,
Flicker,
his
flicker,
wrist?
flicker, flicker.
Before he even
flicker.
tells me. Take that number. What we're going to do is we're going to double it, and I'm going to send the bill directly to Bancroft, corporate headquarters.
All right, I will send Bancroft
Invoice.
an invoice for 70,000 credits out of the 35,000 we were most likely projected to make.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, just make it an even like 75. It sounds better.
So he sort of clicks on his arm a few times. Click, invoice sent. We'll see what the Bancroft lawyers have to say later on. I assume that he sort of looks towards you because he probably knows it's you, honestly. I assume that. Or wait, no, you're out of costume now. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume if our pay is to be denied by us from Bancroft institution, that the coalition will have no qualms in an investigation into embezzled funds or something like that.
I call Reynolds up on my intercom and just tell him to take everything from their offices for further investigations.
So you like call Reynolds?
Yeah.
Like, "Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Move forward, man!
How's it going, Reynolds?
Oh, sir, it's going good. We're currently storming the base. The CEOs and the people in charge, they heard about what went down and whatnot. They saw the things coming over the radio stations live, and they pretty much brought it up. Here, oh shit, they're deploying more mech suits. Bring in the heavy cannon.
Fuck, I don't have drones with them. Shit, go, get a couple drones out there quick.
The heavy drones just start like flying from the ship.
Do you then hear a big Officer Clemens, what are you doing here? You hear Dara's voice as a window shatters. Like, I saw a commotion.
Well, when you say that shit, it changes the situation. It's like, yo, get one of your droids to pick me up in 5 seconds. I'm gonna get in
I hop on the back of them.
we're going there. Fuck that.
The droids haven't left.
So you guys fucking Silver Surfer on top of a bunch of drones?
Actually, Cherry needed to go back to the ship.
Alright, you had to go to handle your business
Yeah,
stuff.
to go sell the stuff.
So hug your drone.
You might
we
be
got
late.
Yeah. So if she hugged onto her drone that he gave me, can he like zip her back?
Oh yeah.
Okay, she's gonna.
Pretty much
try
just
that.
hold on to it and it'll hover you back.
Episode 2 style.
Yeah, there's a lot of episode 2 references.
Zip line it.
Yeah, it drives you back. I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to run a whole siege of a building, it's getting late. So it takes you guys like 30 minutes to get there, and when you get there, you see them bringing out all the CEOs and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So then.
The building is smoking, you see walls blasted down, windows shattered.
I check on my man. I was Reynolds Jenkins.
Reynolds is good, Jenkins is good, I'm gonna make some rolls just for how they did in the fight. Reynolds and Dara are fine. Jenkins got a little ahead of himself, but he still was actually the guy who managed to, he did like a knockout punch on the CEO guy. Standing to the side looking proud of himself.
I'll salute him.
But everything is mostly okay here. Couple of casualties.
Do they have a bank room or whatever? Nah, I think it'd be even funnier to send the invoice. They just text them back that we're all set when we paid their bank room. Hey, thank you. No need for you to
Yeah,
call
actually,
away.
Reynolds was like, yes. While we were in there, we saw the legal team, who had their own office branch inside there, receive an invoice from Lugnut, I believe. So, man, give me the pad. Click. It's paid.
I tell you to send a congratulations. Yeah, thanks email.
You're gonna call from Lugnut immediately.
Okay, so we're splitting it 50-50, so I get 35, he gets 35, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that brings me to...
I'm heading over to you. Because I'm sorry I've been so focused on this stuff.
Okay.
Heading over to you, the drone pretty much carries you back to the thing, where you do see a couple of people waiting out front. Lots of like bright, vibrant outfits and whatnot. Clearly the type of people who would be interested in your cosmetics.
Can she land in front of the very first one there?
Yeah. You can just sort of plop down the general. Okay.
Hello, and I'm sorry that I'm late.
Oh, it's fine. We heard about a commotion out by the stadium. A couple of us came from there, so.
Yeah, I was helping up there.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear.
Yeah. So were you interested in the contacts?
Yes, we were all looking to buy a pair if we could.
Yeah. I have 14 pairs left, so everyone here will be able to get one.
Wow, that's mighty convenient.
Yeah, I know, right?
So they all come up to you with a request for a color.
You're gonna have to stay still as I put them in because she doesn't trust people to put their own contacts in now, not after
Yep.
the old man.
They're all very compliant to stay still and let you put them in. You don't have to make any sort of roll for it. It's a very simple process now.
Yeah.
As you put them in each one's eye, they sort of, they all, it's a weird feeling, definitely. But there's like mild discomfort, maybe at most. And once the contact does its work and the eyes are colored, you see them blink, they're like,
I'm
whoa.
gonna hold a mirror up to them.
Like, whoa. A lot of them are really impressed by it. And then immediately the wallets start opening up and they start handing you credits.
Yay!
So you get
I did.
2,800 credits
Yay!
from these rich people who came out to the dock to by the corrective vision lenses. You do get a call from Lugnut saying, well, that happened. We got word back from them awfully fast, all things considered.
The Coalition does an amazing job. I have nothing but respect for the Coalition at this point.
Glad to hear. I will of course, like, divvy up. I'll handle the finances, divvying everything up.
Yeah, so I just took my half of it to 35.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's like, all right, we'll secure we'll secure our funds towards upgrades and whatnot, and maintenance.
For me, I don't really have much of anything that I need to restock on.
Nope.
So, I'm good. But it looks like
Fee,
Yes.
as the people look at their things and they pay you and they tell you how wonderful of an idea this is, most of them leave, but one person sticks around. Just sort of this older woman, very poofy coat. She got like bright sort of violetish colored ones. And she's like, dear, these are wonderful, this is wonderful technology.
Oh, thank you.
I would love it if you could exchange your info with me. I run a boutique of my own on Earth. I'm out here on, Jesus. That's a hornet.
Actually, it's a stink bug. You guys can breathe. It's not a hornet at all, or a bee.
It looked like
Well, I
one
was gonna say, I'm like, a bee wouldn't just chill that quiet for that
It looked
long.
like one in flight.
No, but it's straight up a beetle.
Okay, yeah.
Like, you guys are good. It's not a
Yeah.
bee of any kind.
Sorry.
yeah, you're fine.
Heart attack. Lost my train of thought.
Boutique lady.
Yeah, so the lady's like, I run a boutique on Earth, actually. And this is the sort of thing that would print money on Earth. So if you wouldn't mind in maybe an exchange of contact information, are you perhaps headed to Earth?
I have no idea.
Well, if you're ever in the area, reach out. My people would love to help you sell your stuff and distribute it to the masses.
Okay.
Um,
She's gonna pull out her old wreck of a data pack and just sort of hand it over to her to put her contact info into.
She takes out like a basically flip phone and enters in a little bit of things. Like, all right, I'll add this to my personal contacts if you ever want to reach out. And she hands it back.
Save it as a Charlotte or Cherry.
Okay, good to know. She introduces herself as Alyssa Engstrom.
Have I spoken name?
First name or last?
Both.
ELO.
Yellow.
ELO. YSSA.
And then Nordstrom.
Engstrom is ENG.
Thanks for saving me, man.
ENG.
Oh, you remember the crew.
STR.
Feel bad that old man got shot, but he'll be fine. I've seen worse on the battlefield.
TR.
I think he feels
wow.
better now than he has felt in the last 50
Yep.
years.
And now we can see himself in the mirror.
So she
when
introduces
he
herself and
feels
she gives you a
better.
business
And
card.
that's a high grade,
Just
like
has some
a
basic info on it.
health infusion thing.
And I have a few other things if you're interested.
I'd love to have perhaps a meeting to talk about them another time.
Okay.
It's wonderful meeting you. This is a wonderful invention you've made.
Thank you.
I believe you have a bright future in this line of work.
I hope so too. I want to follow in the steps of my mom and dad. So,
That's wonderful to hear. Have a nice night.
thank you. And she like shakes her hand a bit.
Shakes her hand, very, very gentle grip.
Could you get the name of her company?
Oh, what's the name of your company?
Engstrom Beautygenics? Is that the word you use? I don't know.
Sherry calls hers Sherry's Cosmetics.
Okay. Engstrom Cosmetic Industries.
Enstrom Pharmaceutical?
So Engstrom Industries.
Yeah. They're a big chain of sort of boutiques and stuff like that on Earth.
Engstrom, youthification.
And you see she snaps her finger and a couple of like very big security guards kind of descend out of some shadows and surround her as she walks out.
Nice.
They're all friendly. No attempts on anyone else's life made.
Okay, that's good. I mean, she has her staff still ready, but if she needs to pick someone up.
Bring an old lady's horse too.
No one is safe.
No one is safe. Wow, it's like 2 sessions ago we had you valiant at protecting an old lady from fire, and now we're gonna have someone kick an old lady's ass.
He protects me so an old guy gets shot.
Oh wow, there's a lot of elder abuse happening thus far in this game.
It's horrible and kind of funny simultaneously,
I
honestly.
shoot the guy to feel him.
But yeah, you guys are pretty much free to go. Back to the ship or wherever you'd like to go.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long night, multiple assassination attempts.
I'll go back to the ship.
You guys head back.
Service maintenance, etc.
Reynolds and Jenkins and Dara pretty much follow you back.
Okay.
Dara's still in like her fancy date dress, but she has the cannon.
Sexy.
She's just like, I got back to the thing and I figured I'd grab it just in case there was more trouble.
My character looks her dead in the face. I like it that way. Big gun and a sexy dress. I have no complaints.
Cool. And she sort of swivels it back around so it's like on her back like a guitar case.
That's the image we'll end up going with. Jessica Rabbit with a
With the cannons. Oh god, with blue hair.
So you guys can head back to the
What an
ships. They're pretty
Something.
much parked in a row, but there's like a bit of a gap between them. The rest of the crew welcome you back. The captain is understandably concerned about all of the information he heard about multiple assassination attempts.
Yeah, I'm
Just
not
like-
in trouble, am I?
Oh no, self-defense.
Okay.
No, I'm doing around.
I'm so sad to hear that on your first time in a space colony you experienced such levels of violence.
Oh, it's okay. I accidentally broke someone's nose and wrist, so it's okay.
Right on.
I imagine over to the captain after she says that. Oh, they're justified given situation.
Right on. And he sort of spins back around in his emperor chair.
And I only shot an old man.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, Victor is there.
I know, down to the ship.
You see, as you guys walk back out into that, like, cafeteria area where Gilda usually is, you see he's on the couch and Gilda's, like, putting a bandage around him. And she's like, stop complaining, it'll be over soon. It's like, whoa, I can taste the space outside. It's, whoa, he's just completely spaced out on the drugs.
Still fucked up.
I should, like, sell the stars. That's a good scam.
Stardust.
Why has no one
Sell
done
Stardust
that yet?
at your Stardust trashing
I
things.
fucking get Stardust. It's not even my real last name.
No one needs to know that.
I'll leave him be.
By the way, it was your son's boss that tried to kill you.
That's fucked.
But I think that their headquarters is having some issues now.
Cool. And he passes out.
Because I was about to stun him
He's
unconscious.
been incoherent. Gilda talks like he's been incoherently mumbling for literally an hour.
Weakened immune system.
At one point, he
Hydro
talked
touch.
about selling space in a jar. How would that even work?
You'd be amazed what people will buy.
Sell an
true.
empty jar. It's used for space.
Ah.
See?
But you guys are free to go about as you please for the rest of the night. The ship is
But then, are you buying the jar or the space within it?
Yes,
ship is leaving in the morning.
you're buying both.
I get someone to courier, probably a transport crew to bring Victor back to his house.
The couple of the engineers, and Jenkins offers to go along as well. We'll bring him back to his house, and they're gonna have some extra security in that area just in case, from like local law enforcement.
Sounds good.
So have you published all the stuff about the Bancroft guys?
The,
Oh wait, you're still making it.
no, I have to still make the clip thing.
Yeah.
That'll be like the next day's worth of work.
I will say that on like official military channels, pretty much the only form of news, it just says, law enforcement break into Bancroft Industries headquarters in Colony 39 for as of yet unknown reasons.
I will wait to make a public view of it until afterwards. I will include the meme though into the replay of the fight.
So as things are winding down for the night, we'll just wrap up real quick.
Yeah.
I got one thing left to do.
No problem.
as things are wrapping up for the night, you're sitting on a pretty good stack of credits from your first sale. If you talk to the scientist, he's really happy to hear that people liked it.
Yeah.
Um,
So she'll go back to the scientist and still ask if he's sure he doesn't want any of the credits I got from it.
Oh, I'm fine. Honestly, the Coalition pays me far too much to make affronts to nature. So, I'm well and good. I'm happy to see that you're turning a profit, though.
Were you able to get the contacts to fit on the duck?
Aha! And he reaches back, pulls out the duck, and it's got these, like, bright red eyes. It looks really pissed off.
I have the coalition's
Beautiful.
I had to
agreement
do a little
salvage.
bit of work to. I unfortunately
Yeah, as long
couldn't
as
just
it doesn't
enlarge
break
its
any
eyeballs.
normal
That
laws, yeah.
I could have.
Hmm.
It would have killed it.
Can we salvage like a
So
big
I
freighter?
just shrunk down the things using some,
Only if
some
it was
microwaves.
either
It was relatively
a
fine.
derelict found in
Microwave.
space,
Yes, radiation.
pirate vessel. I mean, we can't really
So
do
all I
that to
could
a
think
civilian
of was, like,
vessel.
some
They get
putting
mad
eye
about
contacts
that.
I wouldn't mind doing it to
little
civilian vessel.
microwave
Either of
just-
those other ones.
What? Would you like to see my microwave
Yeah,
radiation
if you
emitter?
had
And he reaches
one.
down a lever on the
You know
desk,
there are
pulls
any?
it up. It looks like a microwave.
It's cool.
The radiation imbuer.
I mean, pirates try to stay off the
Just gonna
radar,
look
so
at
I can't
the
tell if they have a
And then look
frigate.
at the
So we'll have to wait till
microwave.
It's
after
got
this mission's
bright
done.
red eyes
Yeah.
now.
No.
It's like bright
There's
crimson.
no derelicts
Uh,
near
it-
here.
Is it okay to pet it?
There might be
Dog?
one
Go
on
ahead.
travel.
Burn.
Make an animal handling check.
Is that a charisma check?
I think it's wisdom? Or no? I think it's charisma.
Animal handling, I believe, is wisdom.
Okay. So the wisdom.
16?
You pat it on the head. It's a little warm, but that might just be from the fact that it breathes fire.
It's
Uh,
a nice duck.
Yeah, it doesn't attack you. It doesn't breathe fire at you. It's agreeable for the most part. Sam, last thing, unless you had any plans.
Oh.
Right as things are beginning to wind down for the night, you get called to the bridge by the captain.
Okay, I'll make my way up. I'm sure I'm probably at that point with Dollar, so.
Yeah, she can come along if you'd like her to.
Yeah, I'll see what it is first.
So you head there. You walk into the bridge. And you see the pilot has actually left the room. It's just you and the captain.
Alright.
He says, "Hello, Corporal,
Sergeant Major.
Sergeant Major. Hello, Sergeant Major.
Captain?
Last name?
Doesn't really have one, they just call him Ran.
Okay. Hello, Rat. Welcome in. I just wanted to talk to you really quick because local coalition satellites picked up on something they've alerted us about, and it seems our trip is being redirected in a sense.
Okay, are we still
We're still headed to
anticipating
Earth. They
flight?
aren't sending us back to Mars, don't worry. We're far too close to turn back at this point. The rotations would be all messed up. However, it seems in our pathway, they've received a signal from a station long thought gone. Something that dropped off the solar map
As you were talking about that.
decades ago.
Am I still in the room when this is coming through?
No, this
You
was
got
the
called
captain
specifically to the
for-
bridge.
Yeah,
I
it's
just want to
coalition.
make sure.
Something that got called to, or something that dropped off the map decades ago. And we've received an open distress signal from it. We're the closest vessel that isn't providing security or pursuing Darksiders or engaged in other frontiers in the area.
So they want us to investigate the
They'd like us to investigate, not the whole ship. The whole
this-
ship will need to be out into space, but I was hoping maybe our friend downstairs could take you along with a team.
so an away mission.
An away mission. We can't
Okay.
really divert the entire ship to it unless it's a true emergency. But we can get to a certain point in space, slow down acceleration to our lowest speed we can manage, and send you off to investigate.
Okay. I'm sure I even say out loud, I'm sure that Bob would like a chance to scavenge.
You can put together whatever sort of team you need, whatever
How
personnel.
how many people should I plan for the away team?
I'd plan a sizable crew. Not well. We'd still need staff on the ship.
My ship can't hold all that many people either.
I'd say bring
5? Including you.
between 5 and maybe 7 at most.
So, okay.
Bring who you think is necessary. Please leave at least a few security members here. But otherwise, it is up to you as to how you proceed. However, alongside the general distress signal, we have received an actual message encoded on a very robotic voice. As if it's being read off possibly by an AI or some sort of thing. It says, "Help me, Save the human race.
And this sounds like a synthesized voice. I mean,
It
AI
sounds completely mechanical. Could just be a general distress signal. Could be. It's very peculiar. Usually when a station goes dark, it doesn't come back.
All right then. Understood, Captain. I will set up an away team and
When we leave in the morning, we'll set chart for a slightly altered course that will take us as close as we can.
the next colony we're looking at meeting with is still 25.
Yes. It'll just be a slightly longer journey to get there.
How long until we intercept with the vector and for the away team to head out?
Most likely be at probably half a week to a week, depending on if we run into any interference out in space.
Okay. So, I salute the captain.
He salutes back. He's like, "Sorry to bother you with this. I know it's been a long night for everyone."
No, it's fine. I'll take Reynolds myself. Cherry, I'm sure Bob would like to come along with his drones.
Well, we kind of need to. It's his ship.
That's fair.
I don't promote hijacking on this vessel. No, sorry.
And you said that there was a robotic AI program. Can I request a member of the mechanics team?
Sure.
How about Andy? He can tell I'm not really asking. I'm mostly really demanding.
I'm sure that Mechanic Chief Andrew would love to come along and investigate this.
We can't remove the chief from his ship.
Yes,
That's standard
he needs to
procedure.
remain here in case of emergency, but I'm
And-
sure he'd love to go along and investigate lost technology. Also, he seems to have an affinity for spacewalks. Like, he's uncomfortably good at them.
That was my assumption. His skills would come in handy.
But you may return to whatever you're doing at ease.
I salute him and head out. I'll open up the comms to you.
Huh? What? Yeah.
I can leave a message too. I can do this as an email.
What's
I don't
up?
actually have to wake you up. We have an away mission in about 4 days.
Oh, cool. Sorry, my eyes are going to kind of bug-eyed from editing all this shit. I'm almost done the video for your bosses.
Sounds good. Let them know and they'll respond quickly.
Captain for the eyes.
I also sent out a message
Like Captain
to
Patches with the
Reynolds.
contact lenses.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Computer eyes will
Neural
eventually happen.
stimulant.
But I also send out a message to Reynolds. I'll just tell you. It's easier. And Andrew. Andy.
Yeah, the captain called him Andrew because he's just being fancy.
Formal. But yeah, so I let Andy know that we have an away mission that will require his talents. I let Reynolds know we have a military operation outside of a ship.
Reynolds
I
is
walk
like-
over to you.
Reynolds will, yes, sir. And he's like, all right, I'll prepare.
Sounds good. I let you know that there's a derelict vessel. It's been cast away for, looks to be a few decades. So that's actually, you might be familiar with the tech, and it'll be a chance for you to get some experience with a team out in space.
Okay.
Then I'll actually walk down to, and I'll let you know that the vectors where we're leaving, the day approximations, and that will take your ship to the derelict station.
As you
and
mentioned it, his ship's AI begins to just start charting
Yeah,
a bit.
your AI starts making noise.
Yep. Sounds good, boss.
You see on a screen, it's just a space map. It's been given some vague coordinates and it's constructing some stuff digitally.
Weren't we just talking about salvage?
This is gonna be at least an interesting thing, and like I said, as long as you have enough space left for the crew, we can salvage whatever you want with your ship. Not leaving any crew behind as he stares at you.
I have thoughts. We'll see what happens when we get there.
And unless anyone else had other plans, that was where I was going to end it.
All right. Sounds good. It was a good game. Thank you.
Yep, good session, man.
Thanks. I'm sorry it went really slow at first. And
Sorry about my roll of a 20 to ruin that
fine.
combat.
I was more so just flustered with how to handle that, more so than being upset at it for happening.
Given the situation, it went as way as it could have gone. You rolled a nat 20 on just, is it worth it? As we're like standing next to the dead body of their friend. It's like, that's the ultimate power move, honestly. They would just like, what thugs? We'll pay for this shit. We don't need this.
Yeah, you have a weapon drawn. I
A
don't
flaming
have
sword.
anything drawn, and I'm just sitting there calm as can be.
On a chair, just in the middle of the
Yeah.
stadium.
Right.
But yeah, that's everything I had planned.
Sounds good. So the next session will be my one-shot event.
Yeah, that's alright with you guys. Sam was
Sounds
talking
great to
about
me.
running an event session.
Yep.
He's
Alright.
gonna make us fight our way through that space station like crazy.
Yeah, it'll be different.
Alright, well then, thank you all for coming. I don't know when the next scheduled game will be, because our real lives are all over the place. But, have fun, stay safe, and be happy. Have a solar day.